game plan going to be against Rob Ryan's defense today?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. When you think about the Dallas Cowboys, they're wounded at the cornerback position. You talk about Terrence Newman not playing and Mike Jenkins coming back, and he has a wobbly knee. So this is where Plaxico Burress and Santonio Holmes have to come into play. I think you have to attack them early. I know the Jets like to run the football, but they need to attack the weakness of the Dallas defense right now, and it's both their corners. I mean, one of them's wounded, and the other one's not playing.
All right, so trouble in the secondary for the Cowboys. We'll see if Mark Sanchez can exploit that. Herm Edwards giving us that ahead of tonight's Sunday Nighter.
Contract news, Cowboys tight end Jason Witten has agreed to a 5-year extension. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, it's a 5-year, $37 million extension that includes $19 million in guaranteed money. Witten had 2 years left in his deal. He is now under contract through 2017. For all you fantasy football team owners, there is still time, in most leagues, I guess, to tweak your starting lineups. Let's check in with our professor, John Clayton, up-to-the-minute injury news heading into today's games. Let's start with Sidney Rice. John, how is his shoulder up in Seattle?
Well, bad. They gave him big money to come and try to help the Seahawks offense. He's not going to be able to play. Officially, he's listed as doubtful, but just to give you a gauge, earlier this week, Pete Carroll said that Robert Gallery was going to have a better chance of playing than Sidney Rice, and on Friday he said Gallery's not going to play. Sidney Rice has not been able to practice all week. It looks like he is going to miss the game. Ben Obomano is going to get the start, and then what they're going to try to do is get the ball to Mike Williams, but they're not going to have Sidney Rice for their opener. Marion Barber's not going to make his debut for the Chicago Bears. He's officially scratched. That's going to put more pressure on Matt Forte to try to get more carries. They had hoped that Barber was going to be the guy that helped them try to be near the end zone. It's not going to happen this week, and really, he's in question for next week. Things are looking positive for defensive end Justin Tuck, even though on Thursday he seemed to be doubtful that he's going to play. They list him as questionable. He made the trip, and what they did say is at least today he seems to be more positive. The one question mark, though, is Travis Beckham, the tight end, hurt a hamstring on Friday. He's questionable. They're going to test him out today. And finally, as Herm Edwards said, Terrence Newman is going to be out for the Dallas Cowboys at cornerback. Mike Jenkins is going to play, although he's questionable, but still, they're going to have other problems too. Tyron Smith, probably not going to play with that knee injury. He's been testing it out, listed as questionable. Overall, right now, it's going to be tough because without Newman and a shaky Jenkins, they're going to be vulnerable to the pass.
That's our John Clayton with the very latest injury news from the NFL.
To baseball now, we're in the win zone with Dave Winfield, and all of a sudden, Dave, some playoff pushes are starting to heat up. We'll go to the AL West, and all of a sudden, the Rangers lead, getting skinny, 1.5 games. Give us your key to winning the West.
Well, the key here, look, the Angels are getting ready to go on the road for 10 days. They got a tough schedule, but they've got good pitching. Texas Rangers have squandered a 7-game lead since mid-May. But when it comes down to it, you know what? These guys are going to play the last 3 games of the season in Anaheim, and that's going to make the difference. I was with the Angels earlier this week, and they told me that they have all the utmost confidence that they can catch the Rangers. I don't think they will, but that's what they feel. All
right, so the AL West could be up for grabs for that big 3-game set to finish things off. In the AL East now, the Yankees 2.5 clear of the Red Sox, and here comes Tampa Bay charging up from behind. They got another one with Boston today. What's the key there in the AL East?
Well, the Rays are going to give both these teams fits. They go head-to-head with them quite a few times down the stretch, but the Rays aren't going to figure into it. It's going to be the Yankees that win the division, and it's going to be the Red Sox coming in second. Both these teams are limping, struggling just to get to the finish line. It's been since the mid-'80s that both these teams have struggled like this in this last month. A lot of injuries, but the Yankees have a little bit better pitching, although the hitting has been horrendous, just like Boston's has. Neither one of these teams look like mid-season form, but the Yankees will hold on to that 2.5-game lead. That is my feeling.
And you want to hit the postseason going forward,
and they're not doing it.
And that's not happening right now. All right, we asked you to send in Twitter questions for Dave, and Jeremy Harless sent this one in. Dave, who would you list as your top 5 hitters in the game today? Always enjoyed watching you play, by the way.
Well, this is very subjective and up to a lot of debate, and we're going to be splitting hairs. But I'm going to start off. Miguel Cabrera. This guy can hit in his sleep. I mean, he over the last few years, I mean, since he's been in the game, he's hit over 300. He's led the league in home runs, RBIs. Miguel Cabrera, this is the best pure hitter in the game. Then you go to Albert Pujols. What he's done over the last 10 years, nobody else compares. You know, 300, 100 RBIs, that type of thing. He'll do it again this year. And then my next one, I am going to Jose Bautista. In the last year and a half, he found how to hit. He looks like he's a father in the backyard playing wiffle ball with his kid. That bat moves through the zone so quickly. He's a dominant player with the home runs. And then we go to Ryan Braun, great five-tool player since 2007. I love what he's able to do for hits, RBIs, runs scored, etc. He's a pure hitter, great player, a lot of fun to watch. And finally, Michael Young. He's already got 5 200-hit seasons. He's working on his 6th. Since 2003, he's been a heck of a player. Give him credit.
All right, that's your list. If you have any quibble with Dave's list, go ahead and send your tweets at @DWinfield _ESPN, and I'm sure he'll respond.
That's right. Let's talk
Immediately to those questions.
All right, we have an incredible edition of Top Plays on the way. See what managed to top them all to take the #1 spot.
He's got to throw it to the end zone. Lobs it up. One-on-one. Caught. Michigan. Touchdown. I can't believe this.
Introducing the new Samsung Smart TV.